Okay, guys, so it has been a while, and yeah, it has literally just turned midnight on the 9th of December. I don't even remember when was the last time I talked to you, so I don't even know if I'm gonna repeat myself. But today we don't have mask on because we're about to put it on. So because I was about to literally put my mask on my face, I was like, oh, I'm gonna film this video because I always have a mask on my face when I film this video. Also, yes, my hair, it is ginger. I literally dyed it on Monday. Today now is Monday, so literally a week ago. A week ago, so I dyed it again because I dyed it for the first time. I want to say on the 3rd or 2nd of December, just before I went to Portugal, because I literally bleached it and then dyed it. It didn't last too long. Last week it was really, really yellow. So when I came back from Italy, I had to redo it. I didn't bleach it this time, so my roots are really dark. So I just put the ginger dye on. So they're like really dark ginger compared to the rest of my hair. But I feel like it would last longer like this instead. It's a trial and error, really. So today I went to the airport to drop my brother off for him to go back to Portugal. We left the house at 10, like 10:05 realistically. And the train was at 10:25. We got there in time because I got an Uber. If we had walked like I wanted to, we wouldn't have made it. But we got there in time, and then we were one or two stops before we had to change. So we had to change in Clapham Junction. And as we got to Guildford, which I've never been before, and it was the first time that I heard about it, they said the train will no longer continue because there was a tree on the track earlier in the morning, and because of that there's no one to take the train to London because it was going to London Waterloo. So the train stopped there and everyone had to literally get out. Every train was then really delayed, so we had to kind of figure out what we were doing, but we got in another one that went to London Waterloo. But that one, because it was so busy, because obviously like loads of trains were delayed and cancelled, so that one was really, really full. And because it was really, really full, what did they decide to do here in England? Because I don't know if they have a IQ, not KE. KE is in Portuguese, an IQ of like minus 500. But because it was really busy, they then announced on the speaker thing on the train that because due to overcrowding, the next stop, which is Rains Park, which again never heard of it before, will be the last stop before London Waterloo, and then we'll carry on to London Waterloo. We won't stop anywhere else. And that was literally, again, I think pretty sure it was either the literally just the one before or two before Clapham Junction. So I was like, well, that's fucking great. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I was looking at trains, and it's gonna be really, really late for me to from us to get to the actual airport. I was trying to stress out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna just get a fucking Uber. As we were getting out of the train, I hear this lady asking the guy that was just at the door of the train on the platform across from it where the train is going, and he said, oh, it's going to London Waterloo. Where is it stopping? Oh, it's stopping in Wimbledon in Clapham Junction. As soon as I heard Clapham Junction, I said, get inside, and me and my brother just got inside. So we got inside, got to Clapham Junction. Then we had to obviously change to another train. Luckily, the train that we got from Guildford actually left earlier than the train I was tracking on the next train that was supposed to leave Rains Park, that was tracking on the app. So we got to Clapham Junction earlier than I thought we would. So we were able to get the 155 that got to Gatwick at 2:20 instead of the 2 p.m. that got to Gatwick at 2:40. So we got there 20 minutes earlier. So as soon as we got there, Gatwick, shuttle to the South Terminal, checked my brother in, and then I saw the time. I was like, oh, I need to go. So I got him through, said goodbye, he went through security, and I went to get food from Starbucks. Starbucks only had fucking festive options. Literally. I get it, do a festive menu, but why are you just offering festive things? What if I don't want festive things? Which was my case. I didn't like any of the festive things. Actually, the only thing that they had that wasn't festive, like panini wise, because that's what I normally get, was a tuna melt panini thing. Absolutely no. So I just got in the shuttle back to the North Terminal, and as I was going to through the shuttle, I looked up what restaurants they had. They said they had Starbucks there, so I was going to try that Starbucks and see if they had more options. Then I saw that they had a Greg's. I just went to Greg's. Greg's is my safe option. I know they would have I like because it's normal. I went there, got a roast chicken, mayo, baguette, a Lucozade because they didn't have my normal mango pineapple fruit sparkling drink, and I got some mozzarella and cheddar bites, paid, and went straight to the platform for my train back to Southampton that was supposed to leave at 3:11 but got delayed and we only left at 2:13 or 2:40. No, 3:13 or 3:14. It was something like 2 or 3 minutes later. As I was waiting for the train, I see on the app my train got cancelled from Clapham Junction to Southampton. Like fucking great. So I started looking. The next train to Southampton was an hour after. Luckily, this train, then the train from Gatwick to Clapham Junction got really delayed as we were going through the stations and all that. So we only got there. We were supposed to get there at 3:37. No, 42 or something like that. So it's literally an hour, basically an hour that I was having to wait. We got there at 3:50, which that meant there was only 40 minutes that I had to wait because the next train was at 4:37. But I hear the guy announce as I was in the waiting room, I hear the guy announce that the next train to leave platform 9, which was the platform that my train was supposed to leave, was one to go to Ore. Never heard of that in my life. Sorry, Ore. And he was stopping in Clapham Junction. He was stopping somewhere and then Clapham Junction. So I would get, not Clapham Junction, Guildford, which was where I would had to change in my next train. So I got on that one, which meant that I arrived in Guildford earlier. And then I just got the next train to Southampton. So I got to Guildford at like 4:40, 4:50, and then the next train was at 5:29. Luckily, I managed to find a waiting room in the platform. It had one heater, and I kid you not, the heater was doing fuck all. Maybe if you were underneath it, I wasn't underneath it because there was a woman there, so I was literally like on across from the room, but you couldn't feel any heat whatsoever. It was cold. It was not as cold as it was outside, obviously, but it was really cold. So I stayed there, and then they announced, oh, the next train is gonna thingy, and it was like 10 minutes before, but I just left there because I was just like, I can't be asked to wait in there because it's not even warm. The train luckily got there before, like, I want to say like nearly 10 minutes before. It got there. I wasn't waiting for long, and then it got there, and so I got in and was in the warmth of the train until it actually left. And then I was like, as I was getting in the train, I think, or as I was getting off in Guildford, I noticed that the train that was gonna get to Southampton was a cross country, and my ticket wasn't a cross country. It was a southern, and I was like, oh shit, if they come over, maybe they'll say something. But the guy came over, scanned my ticket, and didn't say nothing. So I guess they were just like checking if people had tickets to the destination and not so much what the tickets were because of all the delays and all that. So I ended up getting to Southampton at 6:45 instead of 6 p.m. Also, my brother, the security line was so long, he literally got through it just like 5 minutes before the gates information came out. They didn't really have much time to like rest or anything. So I was worried although he was gonna miss his flight because of all the delays and all that shit. But yeah, I got back at 6:45. I walked home and literally got ready to bed, made dinner, and came to the living room where I am right now with my brother's warm sheets because I need to wash my warm duvet cover in order for me to sleep in the bed because it's way too cold for me not to sleep with that. I am alone at home right now. I don't know if the last time I spoke to you I said about it, but obviously I'm no longer with Lois, so I'm living alone. But Ariana came here just before I left to Portugal, like a week before I went to Portugal. She was here and she's been living here since then. But today she's in London because she went yesterday, and then she said she was coming back either today or tomorrow. But she's still in London, so I'm literally home alone in the living room watching. I was gonna watch a Christmas movie, but then when Netflix popped up, it was playing the trailer for the new season of The Ultimatum, and then I noticed I haven't even watched season 2, so I'm watching season 2, and you best believe there's loads of drama. Fucking love it. So I'm watching that. I just made a face mask, and as soon as I get really sleepy, I'm gonna go to on my TikTok and go fall asleep. And tomorrow I am gonna do junk journaling in the sofa and doing my vision board for 2025. And if I feel like it, I'll do some laundry. What else? But yeah, so I've been talking to my mom all week basically, and basically because I applied to be a PB and I didn't get the job, and my manager mentioned that he was gonna give me feedback this next week to tell me like what I could improve it, all that. So because he wants to make sure that I apply again for the next job that happens become available, and I get it even if it's another branch. And I said to him, what about another country? He was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I don't know, America, Canada, anywhere but here. And he said, well, that is a possibility, like I can help you with that if that's what you want. So I said that to my mom, and basically we both made a plan. Tomorrow or Tuesday whenever we have time, I'm gonna sit with Ariana and tell her that I am gonna stay here alone, and then I'm gonna speak to my manager and try to get a job in America. And when I do, I am moving out of the fucking country, out of this stupid, depressing country, and I want to move to East Coast in America. But then I was speaking to my brother today, like I have so much shit that I don't even know how I would get all this shit to America, or even like half of it to Portugal and half to America. I don't know. Even just clothes, I would have to take like three big bags, because they're gonna be full. Obviously, like the furniture and that I would sell, but and I want to take my coffee machine. What else? What else? What else? So yeah, my brother was here. We went to Italy. Italy was really, it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. Could have definitely been done in less time, but at the same time, I'm glad that we also had all that time, because there was days that we didn't have anything to do, so we could relax more and actually rest. Because traveling between cities with a 20, no, it wasn't 20. It was about, no, probably both bags together. It was probably 20 kg on me. Without seats to sit, having to stand up and walk loads of miles, not a good idea. So I'm definitely not doing that again, but it was good. There was cities like Pisa and Venice and Milan, really. Those three cities didn't really have much to see. Even Florence, really. Rome was the one that had most to see. And then Florence, we basically saw everything on the first day. And then on the second day, we just went to see a few extra things. Did we even? Actually, I don't even know. I think on the second day, we actually only stayed on the hotel. I don't know. Same with Pisa. Pisa, we literally saw everything in an hour. Literally in an hour. So the next day, we didn't really do anything. We just stayed. But the next day, we went. I don't know, but we literally saw it in 1 hour, and we came back to the hotel, and we just spent the rest of the day in the hotel. No, yeah, it was 2 days. On the second day, we didn't do. Oh, I don't even know anymore. I just know it was 1 hour, and we didn't do anything for the rest of the day. And then Venice, to Pisa to Venice, train strikes. All the buses was taken. I was actually having a panic attack, crying, but at the same time trying to stay like calm, because my brother has panic attacks as well. And if we both have panic attacks, I wouldn't even know if we would have made it out of the fucking train station. And also, as we were going to the train station, trying to figure out if there were any trains or anything, the first thing, as we were approaching the ticket machine to see if there's any like information thingy, there's policemen asking for passports. I'm like, I really couldn't give a fuck if I'm legal in the country right now. I want to know how to get out of here. Like, help me. And they didn't know anything. So yeah, no trains. We managed to get one to the like main station, because we were in the main station. We were in Pisa San Rosoro, almost or something like that. So we went to Pisa Central, like Pisa Central. And when we got there was still trains that were running, but not like all of them. And then all of a sudden, all got cancelled. So there was no trains whatsoever. Queued for ages in the ticket office for the woman to say, "Oh, we don't know if there's ever even gonna, like, if you're even gonna have any trains today at all." And for me to do a refund, because I purchased it online, she couldn't do it. It had to be done online. So then we didn't know what to do, and then I randomly thought, oh, I know how to drive. We could rent a fucking thing. And then my brother looked it up, and it was like 3 hours. So I was like, okay, well, there's an airport here. That's the main place that's gonna have the like all the renting places for cars. So we had to get shuttle to the airport for 6.50 each, so 13 euros to get to the airport. Then we get to the airport and we get a car for 100 and something euros. I don't even know anymore. And we get out of there. Bear in mind that it's the first time I'm driving a car outside of Portugal. I've only driven in Portugal. I haven't driven anywhere else. So it's the first time I'm driving a car elsewhere, and I'm like panicking. But we did it, and because it was 3 hours, and it was the tolls that my brother looked it up on, and it was like 20 euros, and I was like, that's a lot for paid tolls. Get the outside route and see if there's much cheaper. And it was like, oh, it's 5 hours instead of 3. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Like, we're just going, like, we're not in a rush, so we'll get there, and we'll just do like a sightseeing for the first hour, which felt like 3 hours. Believe me, I literally drove in curves up a mountain and then down the mountain in rain that would stop and carry on multiple times during that time. It was the worst experience of my life. I literally got to the other side of the mountain, and I said, I wasn't even on the other side of the mountain. I was still on the top. I said to my brother, please look up how to get to the highway. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care if it's 20, 50 euros in tolls. I am not doing this for the rest of the thing. But he looked it up, and the rest of the way wasn't mountains anymore. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll carry on. If you're sure that it's not mountains, I'll carry on. So then, yeah, I carried on, got out of the mountains, carried on, blah, 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 for like another for another hour, basically, an hour and a half, maybe two. And then it was taking way too long, and I was bored of like curves and another curve and like slowing down in cities. They have so many cameras in this, like in the cities, to like control your speed, that you can't even like speed up or anything. Like you literally have to go really slow. So it was taking even longer. But I just said to my brother, I don't even care how much the things are anymore. Let's get on the highway and just get there earlier. So we literally took an hour off of the drive, and we just went on the highway, and we eventually got to Venice Airport. Venice Airport, as I was literally dropping off the car, I realized I didn't top up the fuel. And I was like, fuck, the guy's already here, like checking because I had to ask where to park. So the guy was already coming to check the car. I was like, well, I haven't done this. What am I gonna do? So I said, I should call my mom, and I was like, I haven't done this. What's gonna happen? She's like, well, you're just gonna have to pay for like the refuel thing. And I was like, oh fuck, honestly, I don't even care. But there was like five rectangles that you could measure the fuel by, and I literally, out of the five, I had used to drop the car, everything. I was like, fuck it, I don't even care. Like, I looked it up, and it was like 20 euros that you pay, basically. I get the email. I have to pay 22 euros for me not refueling. Then the fuel itself was 30 something. It came up to 50 pounds something, or 50 euros something. I don't even know if it was euros or pounds anymore. And they said I used half of the fuel, which I definitely didn't. But like, I was like, honestly, I'm not even gonna argue anymore. Then we get through the airport to obviously like find out how we go to Venice, and I find out that it's a bus that you have to take, because we're in Venice, but we're not in Venice. Venice Airport, but you're not in the island, so you're like in the main of the country, and then Venice is in an island here. So we literally had to take a bus from here all the way to the island here. It was about 50 minutes, like an hour, and it was 10 euros each, of course. Even though we literally had paid for the trains and all that, 10 euros each. Get to Venice, it's 30 minutes walk to the airport, not to the airport, to the hotel from the bus station. That's fine. Like, we can do it. We'll stop a bit. Like, it's not going to be that much. Like, it's 30 minutes, but it's not that much. Like, 30 minutes is nothing. 30 minutes in Venice feels like 3 hours. It was so many, like, curves and, like, little streets, big streets. You have to cut, like, turn here, turn there, blah, blah, blah. It literally felt like 3 hours. We were dying. I literally almost got in the fucking taxi bus boat thing for €9.50, which is the minimum that you have to pay for a bus there, like a water bus. I literally almost did that multiple times throughout the way, but we made it. I was super tired and sweaty, but we made it to the hotel. And then same thing, we literally see everything in like an hour. No, it was an hour and a half actually this time, but we couldn't see one of the things, which was like a terrace, because it was fully booked for that day, so we booked it for the next day. So then the next day I looked for a few other things that you could see, and we went to see those things, but it was literally like in the morning, and then the afternoon we did nothing. And I went in a gondola for 2 minutes because it was 90 euros for a ride, and I didn't want to pay that. So we paid 2 euros each to go literally across a river. It was the most terrifying thing in my life. I'm never doing that again. It was really swaying, and I hated it. I literally go out, and like my legs felt like jelly, and I was literally like shaking. Then we got to Milan with no hiccups. Milan was super busy. Again, we saw everything in a day. It was longer than an hour, but it was everything in a day. And then I just found a few more things to see the next day. My brother wanted to see the stadium, so we went to see the stadium and things like that. And that is pretty much it. Oh, to get to the airport was a bit of a mess. Was it because it was delayed as well? I don't know if it was because it was delayed. There was something there that didn't go like as thingy. Meanwhile, in Venice, I'm trying to get the refund for the train tickets that we didn't get from Pisa to Venice online multiple times. I tried it on the day at night when we got to the hotel. Wasn't working, so I was like, oh fuck it, I'll try it again tomorrow. Try again, nothing worked. So then I call the customer service, finally get someone to actually speaks English. She literally goes through the steps with me on the phone, and she says, you're doing everything right. I'm not sure why it's not like getting you through to the next step. I was like, yeah, I don't know, like I've tried it on that day, but I thought maybe it was because a lot of people were doing it on the day. Maybe I was doing something wrong because I was stressed, so I just left it for the next day. I tried it again, and it's still not working. And then now you tried it with me, so like I'm glad it's not my fault. And she was like, oh, it might be a fault with the website. Are you still in Venice? And I was like, yeah, I'm still in Venice. I'm going to Milan tomorrow. Oh, how are you going? By train. Oh, so in the train station they can do it for you. And I was like, are you sure? Because in Pisa I had asked, and they said because I bought it online they have to do it online. She's like, oh no, she was just being lazy. She could have done that for you. They can definitely do that for you. I go to the fucking train station, and the guy's like, you have to do it online. And I was like, I literally said it with an attitude, like I was full on Karen that time, because I'm just pissed off because I've been told that you have to do it for me because I can't do it online. And I literally explained, like, I've tried to do it online, doesn't work. I've called the customer service. They literally said for me to come here because they went step by step with me and it just wasn't working for me in any way possible. So they said, you have to do it for me. No, but we can't do it. You have to do it online. I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you. Goes on my phone, tries to do it one way, tries to do it another way, doesn't go through. And I was like, yeah, this is what I did at home. I was doing everything correctly. Even the woman on the phone said this, but it's not going through. Can you put it through for me? Okay, I'm gonna get the paperwork then. Then he gets the paperwork. It tells me how to fill it because it's all in Italian. I fill it out, I give it to him. He gives me a receipt for it. I took photos of everything. He gives me a receipt for it. And I had read online that it was gonna take a lot longer because it has to be posted somewhere and things like that. So then he doesn't say nothing about how long it takes. So I get out of the queue and then I remember that. So I asked him, like, do you know how long roughly it's gonna take? He was like, it's gonna take 3 months. So I have to wait for 3 months for them to pay me back. But I'm gonna try again. I haven't tried it today, but tomorrow I need to remember and try again, do it on the website and see if it goes through this time. If not, I'm gonna put a reminder because they think I'm gonna forget about this fucking money. I ain't gonna forget about this money in 3 months. I'm gonna put a reminder and you best believe that I will call if this shit it's not on my bank account. Because it's not my fucking fault. It's their fault. And they did a fucking strike for a day and didn't get any replacements or anything like that. Just like, fuck it. Everyone will get stranded in Pisa today. And also, when he's trying to do the paperwork, he only put one of the tickets reference. So I asked him, like, it's 2 tickets. How are they gonna know that it's 2 tickets? He's like, oh, when you search it up, it shows the 2 tickets. So, and he showed me on the computer. It's like, oh, okay, I just want to make sure that I'll get it for both because obviously it's 2 people that were traveling. But yeah, he was pissing me off. Other than that, I think you're all updated. I think you are. I'm not sure. That's all the updates. This is fucking 35 minutes long. That is everything. I really need to wash my hair. Tomorrow's gonna be my first actual day off since October, really. Yeah, since October since October, literally since October. Because of the day off before I went to Portugal, I had to clean the house to go to Portugal. When I came back, I had to clean the house. And then I was in Italy. I didn't really rest at all. And this week, I didn't rest because on my day off, I had to go view houses. So I'm resting tomorrow because then the next day off is only Sunday and Monday again. And I have things to do. I have to clean the house. I have to organize my closet and everything like that. So that will be it for today, guys. That's my little update for the month of November because I'm pretty sure the last time I spoke to you was October, like mid-October or something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna carry on watching The Ultimatum. I'm gonna go to bed. I shall see you whenever I'll see you. Peace out.
It's not a game.